index here. Whenever you're feeling scattered, I don't care if you're on DOT, anything. Put them at the center of the breastplate here. All right, so you're fucking blocking everything outside. There's a and that's that hum that Mary talked about. It's the human hymn. Okay, tune in there. Then you place it on the higher heart, because this is where you're coming from with your hum, from your higher heart. You put it here. Bow your head. You put it here. You put it on your lips. You kiss your heart. Then you bow the head here. Then you open the fingers and you open your eyes and you say, Namasate or G'day or how the fuck are you? What's crack-a-lackin'? Or in my term, would you like a bong? Bruce!
Yeah.
I wish I could be closer to you. Bruce. Oh,
That's
Bruce,
Soulsy right there.
Bruce, let me go in my mum's garden. Bruce, when I saw you and when you cried and your voice quivered and that pain you felt, I didn't know how to get to you. You're on the other side of the world. I sent you 2 messages and then I withdrew them because I know how you like your silence. And you're here. You came like...
Oh, I never went.
And Todd, Medina, the city of the prophet is Medina. Exactly, yeah?
Little proffering.
Uh-oh. She fell out.
Uh-oh.
There she is.
Hello?
Yes. You went too far from the router.
Oh, hi. Paul Wyrostek, is that the guy's name?
Who? Oh, yeah, Paul.
So he got me onto you, and from you I found Morgan. Then I did 6 months boot camp with Ramona Lappin, and now Bruce came. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's the 5 connections for my soulology. That's me dropping in all at the start. I'll try to shut the fuck up and allow wow. Hey.
I will say that's the best opening we've had in 4,500 shows.
Can I cut over you? Because here in Australia, we've got a saying, yeah? If something is of the highest, of greatest good or excellent, we say that is fucking off chops. So this is all just off chops. And back over to the 2 of you. I'll gift you with some silence. Continue. Go ahead. This is I
will repeat this and hand it over to Bruce, but that was the greatest opening in 4,500 shows I've ever been involved with.
4,500. Oh.
Bruce, you're up. What's happening? You look great, by the way.
Yeah,
you look fantastic.
What's that?
You look great.
What's that?
You look fantastic.
Yeah, for a while. This was helping ground a little bit of anxiety.
Oh, okay.
The nice thing now is there's no meditative, there's nothing to quander anymore. This is what it is, and that's it. You know?
Yeah.
I haven't been in the medical system for 5 years, going back to almost a little after we started together. And it's been the greatest 5 years of my life, being out of the system in a sense. I thought all those, you know, that barrage of thoughts and feelings, you know, living in the present, it's a wild journey. I don't know. I would have never chosen to take this course if I had the choice, probably. when I was
about free will all the time, but we forget free will. The greatest act of free will is choosing to come down here.
Well, there's no sense of free will, only as an individual. At about the age of 20, I had a fiance, and I had made a phone call, and her parents said that was it, you know, no more. Her and, you know, her parents and the priest. And at that moment, I think it was going into shock. You know, a lot of drugs behind it also, but like the first loss of a relationship, and there was just a spontaneous apparition of like a cloaked figure of light right in front of me in a flash, and my mind just went back to like childhood, and everything was just wide open. And ever since then, you know, it took probably a couple decades to find anyone close to having that experience that I could identify with. But now, there's many, you know, following everyone on YouTube all these years. It's kind of you know, just a mix of everything. I don't sign up to any particular train of thought. So anyway, there you go. Here I am. Hi, Kerry. Hi, all you,
I talk a
all
lot
the
and I
live
don't.
chatters.
Oh, everywhere. I talk a lot and I don't mean to drop in, but this is just very relevant that I have to correlate on what you just said. You don't follow a lot of narrative. I live at home. I'm with my mum. She needs a hip replacement. I got my 17-year-old daughter, my 22-year-old son. I go fucking nowhere. I sit here. I smoke my bongs. I watch this. I watch that. Same. I've been following Todd for like 6 years. Never interacted with him, but he was there when my soul, I like to say this, my heart broke so fucking hard it fell out of my ass. Yeah. I felt God when my heart fell out of my ass, like you have a shit and in the bowl. Yeah, have you ever had a bud that looks like a piece of shit? Yeah, the shit that fell out of my ass. So this has been a compilation of coal, and we are fucking forming diamonds. And I wrote something down, and I need to. Sorry, I go all over the place.
This is Soulology. This
Sorry,
makes
Todd,
me want to come to work every day right here.
don't let me use it. Here it is, and I've
Two
got to
of
read
you.
this. There's so much to say. Here we go. Are you ready? In the past, there was not ever a relationship, person, place, feeling, or a frequency that I had ever truly been received in my full authenticity. So I would just like to acknowledge and gift my reverence and infinite gratitude to Soulology One. I am found within myself. As soon as I found myself within myself, it's off. And like I go through music. Now, as soon as I connected this, Amy Winehouse came in with the theme, you know I'm trouble, you know that I'm no good. Da, 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 da. So that was going on. And because I open up through channels, Todd, I can't remember, God bless you, someone passed over and I'm tele audio, I don't know, I hear things. And the song I'll Be Missing You from P Daddy, I'll be missing you. So whoever passed just said to give that to you and to say if you think you're missing them or for whatever you're feeling, that song goes straight back to you. So the energy was like you're here. If we're grieving, if we're grounding the grieving, they're sending their grieving back through that song to you, Puff Daddy. So follow that. And then the next song was Everlast. Then you really might know what it's like. Oh, Todd, that is just so all of us. So I just want to say, what a compression of pain. Like here we are, 1, 2, 3. Catch us if you can, you know. Sorry, back over to you guys. Don't this is so.
Yeah, as I get closer to death, so to speak, there have been many who have passed away, and you know, they come to mind very frequently. It wasn't so much of, you know, an intimate loss of friends. So it's like their spirit lives in me. I take that to be who I am. You know, just you know, everyone I've encountered along the way, you know, has made up who I am. Todd, what you got on your plate?
You know what I got on my plate? You know what I got on my plate right now is I got tears welling in my eyes. I have the best introduction in 4,500 shows we've ever had. It's all about energy. And up until this moment, to be honest, quite honest with you, I didn't want to come to work anymore. And I just realized that right now in front of all my friends in the Soulology energy, where there's no doctrine, there's no book, there's no sacred text, there's no nothing, there's no bullshit. And where you actually share that download when it comes in at the same time, because that's when it's pure. But anyway, now I realize that I want to come to work now, because now I've found the content of conversation that I would like, or experience I'd like to be involved in and like to promote in this world. That's where I'm at, bro.
Soulology is the only thing I got. It's the only thing I got left of any interest. Live conversation. You know. Hello to all the live chatters. Go ahead, Kerry.
I've got to interject again. Now, I wrote this last night because, look, I've been a very sexual person. I'm open. I'll share with you. I've been a high priestess, or in the third D terms, a sex worker, or whatever you want to say, yeah. But I got to a point about 5 years ago. I was done with sexuality, but I didn't know how to sexually please myself. And through the course, I'm going to be open, smoking meth, I found out how to masturbate and how that locked in, and this shit started. So if not for the darkness, if not for that, I wouldn't be here. So I just locked into that, and it's profound. And I learned, you know, what do I do with my sexual energy? It's the creation, and I'm not using it. So I learned from Ramona, you know, you can do that to align your default, and you can lock that energy of the orgasm into the new earth grid. So
Right.
I went, I'm not sexual, but I can do something with that if I choose to, upon the allowance, etc., so forth. So I'm a recluse. And I just wanted to say, last night, I am at the point now, I'm spiritually aroused, approaching the point of a unity conscious erected state, and that is with my spine. That's how I'm feeling. It ain't sexual, it ain't physical. I'm spiritually aroused, approaching the point of a unity consciousness erected state.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
rate.
effing shit.
That's the rate of the fucking nation here. Ain't no procrastination. Get into the masturbation, you know, procreation. Don't keep it all to yourself, you know.
Well, you hit it, though. You hit it. And the thing with the spine seems, I've had it. I've been talking about it for probably a year and a half, but
you had a tail come out of your ass.
I had an Anunnaki come out of my womb, and I didn't even know I had a womb.
Yeah,
But the thing about it's, yeah, what you said is so profound, because it's like we have this energy. It's always coming up in cycles. Be a man, be a woman. And, you know, we have all this distortion and all these social norms or abnorms, and we're like, okay, it's not good to do this, or it's not good to do that. But the bottom line is, you said it. What do I do with this energy? What do I do with it? Send it to this, you know, what is really this present, which is the new earth, which is unlimited possibilities, including defying what we used to call death. Real time with people. You know, I got visited from a sister that I've known for 3 or 4 years that I didn't know for a long time, that was an anonymous donor. And I would always try to track them down. I could never do it. And you know, talked to her, finally knew who that person was a couple of years ago, and they came into town, and like all these experiences that we're having now, the most profound experiences of our lives, just like right now. And same kind of story, similar to yours, Bruce. Not going to the doctor. I've not met anyone more at peace than this sister, right? And I know, as sure as I'm sitting here and we're doing this, and some people are like, what the hell's going on here? It's the energy. And what I learned from this person is, who doesn't want to be known, who wants to remain anonymous, that energy is more powerful than the most viral video on YouTube, like by a million. You know what I mean? So listening to you and speak it your way, listening to Bruce speak it his way, it's the same thing. It's just like balls out.
Oh, the same damn thing. And by the way, what the fuck was going on with that rap last night with Ty? There was like 5 viewers. I go, where the fuck is the universe? I talk a lot, but hey, here's another one for you. From that upload, not in a spiritual context, my mouth is about open and drooling and waiting to receive a drink or whatever you want. But that question made me feel like this. That flow and the beat and the way he spoke and the reverberation, it was like the fucking nation needed to put that on the 6 o'clock fucking news.
Ty's wild, man. Ty's wild.
Whoa, Bruce, did you have to see it?
And that's what's cool is you see people expressing in all different ways. It's the same fucking energy. It's just the truth, right? It's like Bruce talking. It's like you talking. It's like Ty's music. It's the same frequency. It's the same resonance. It's truth.
Yeah, I used to, the masturbation was a useful distraction, to get out of the head.
Here we go.
And the pot smoking was 24/7. I went 7 years without it when I went dry. But now that, the habit of, allowing thoughts and feelings to pass as they come, I no longer, they're just falling away. There's no need for any distraction from thoughts and feelings, when, to have the mind occupied, so to speak.
Yeah.
Boy, true. But getting a lifetime to get into that habit or to, remove the other habits. It's none of my doing. That's the most interesting part about it. I don't have to, there's no doing on my part. Yeah. It's all, we call it grace. We put attach a word to it. And I don't even like to go that way. That's kind of implies a separation as well. And, seeking unity as if we're not united, Everything is just so clear, like the clairvoyance, there's no need for distraction anymore. Apparently. So,
well,
who knows?
Since the both of you have spoken on masturbation, I'll speak the same. I'm a lot like you, Bruce. I mean, it's like, there's that distraction, but having been away from my wife for 2 years and 11 months.
Too long.
There has been some of what might be classified as masturbation, but it's done with pure intention. And that's where I can relate also or connect to what Kerry was talking about. Where do you send that energy?
Yeah, I've got so much
because it's all coming out of us. Our life itself is pointed a direction. Where is that direction? Is it going to be through? This is a great metaphor, right? This whole masturbation thing. Is it going to be through distraction and not facing the reality of we don't even know what we're walking into even as soon as tomorrow? And what do we have left? That's all we got.
Well, there was this idea of the soulmate or whatever, the seeking of love through another. That just there was Sandra Walter in the beginning of before you and I, and I felt the connection for the first time in our telepathic, and boy, the energies, I mean, bam, bam. Anyway, about 3 or 4 years ago, I guess, that the American dream gets shot to hell, having gotten to know myself as well. There's no need, to get that love through another. It's crazy. It is fucking crazy. So
Well, it's fruitless, right? It's
fruitless.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was possible, which it's not,
It
it's
cannot
still
be
not
done.
better. It's still not better than, you know.
Hey, it cannot be done. I've always had this saying: 3 is to the power of 1 in the sun. There's no fun run.
3 is to the power of 1.
3 is to the power of 1, always, yeah?
Yeah, I just commented that on the last show.
And I've always had problems with numbers, but I'm born on the 3rd of the 9th, 1973. And for the past, I don't know, year and a half, all I see is 3, 3, 3, 3, 35, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. This morning he come through, 3, 3. Like, and I've always believed 3 is the other half of 8. Yeah, half of 8 is 3. It's not fucking 4. 4's dormant. 3's the score, man. If you didn't know, it's knocking at the door. 1, 2, 3. 3's the score, man. There's no more 4.
There's
4's
some
the
code
score.
in there. There's some code in there. 3 being half of
And what did
the 8.
I also,
3 into 1. Go ahead. Go ahead, Bruce.
and what did I also comment? 2 is half of 1. When you're split into 2, you know, as
Half of 1 is 2. Half of 1 is 2. Yeah.
But 1 plus 1's 11, not 2.
That's. I think the point is that the actual mathematics, geometry, and etc. is not what we've been shown, and we've already come to terms with everything we've been shown is not the real shit. And I think this is important because I think that things happen in a very sequential manner, especially now, like literally, symbolically, synergetically, synchronistically, every day. And 2 nights ago, Morgan and I connected in you know, like we do normally. And as soon as we connected, I saw this thing, and I'm not real visual like her, unlike a lot of the women, but I saw this thing clear as a bell. And it was the craziest thing. It looked like an octahedron made out of crystal and light and diamonds. It had all this blue and light, but the light, the energy, the geometry, all of it was nothing I'd ever seen. And I just knew. Like, and then soon after, we were right in the middle together, right? Which has got to be reflective of where we're at. So I think what you're saying about this mathematics stuff, like what happens when you take a half of 1? Well, you got 2. They tell us it's 0.5 of 1. You know, and what is half of 8? Well, cut it in half. What is it? It's a 3. Now you got there's all this geometry that's right there, you know, language, I guess, you know, truth. I don't know what you would call it, but there's all these little clues, and it's really cool to me. It's like following the yellow brick home. Go ahead.
They call it wordplay. The play on words. Spellbound.
On the note of being spellbound, Bruce, could I just ask your opinion? Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that, not an opinion. Like, I've been a smoker for 27 years, day and night, all day. I could smoke camel shit. There's some connection. When I've been in healings, I just see these plants with buds at the top swaying. And I said, what is this tree? It's your gift from Pachamama. It's your medicine. So I've always been of the theory, I don't want to be a part of that outside world. So I kept smoking. And there's something about the dragon element, the smoke, taking in, because you've stopped smoking, but I see you still smoke. Any sort of, what do you have? Anything with that? Like the smoke?
I'm up to about 3 packs. I quit trying to quit. I was hoping that would get me before anything else. I went the other day to have my taxes done by AARP. And I commented to the woman, you know, hope I don't smell like smoke too much. And she says, shame on you.
Fuck it.
You know, that feeling, you know, that to hurt myself as a result, feeling hurt. There's no longer, I don't feel anything from it because, you know, I don't know. I can see through others' eyes, you know, or walk in their shoes, so to speak. I've been there, done that, and there's no reason not in. It's I don't even call it compassion because this is all play as far as I'm concerned, or dreaming. It's all in the mind, you know. Whatever we make of it is apparently what it seems to be. So I don't know. I'm not gonna. I don't have an opinion or a judgment to be made. It's, you know, I just go along with what is. You know, whatever I perceive is after the fact. It's already passed. By the time it's, you know, light and vibrations are processed into images, you know, that's way after the fact. So doesn't even get to the mind. You know, it just comes from the heart, and that's all there is, as far as I'm concerned. If that be an opinion or not.
That's good. That's good stuff, man. That's what you're saying is it's the energy you carry forward. So I can relate to taxes, and I can relate to cigarettes, you know, and many other things actually. But the thing is, you know, I've never been a heavy smoker. Not that even matters. I mean, what's the comparison? We're not even involved with that shit anymore. And that's the point of this comment and the comment you just made. And what I'm saying is that anything that I do going forward, and I'm not saying I'm walking on water, I'm just saying I understand the relationship. The most important relationship is the energy I'm holding within myself, in regard to what I'm experiencing. And if I'm choosing, which I am, everything that I'm doing, even if I had to learn and I was unconscious about it, I'm going to, that's where my focal point is. So if I look at taxes, I made a choice many, many years ago in a whole different lifestyle in the world, just to stop. Got a letter about 3 years later that had a huge number on it, had 6 numbers on it. And I wasn't reawoke at the time. It was probably 3 or 4 years beforehand. But I wadded up the letter, put it in the trash, and said, that is no longer part of my universe. And I never heard another word. Okay. But by the same token, whether I'm, you know, a 4-packer, or whether I'm a non-smoker who wishes they could smoke, the whole point is, what am I feeling here? And, you know, I'm an eternal soul. I'm not going to abuse or damage. And who's to say what damage is? This is energy. We're healing instantly. There are things happening that are just beyond, you know what I mean? If I'm 62 and I had chronic back problems for 12 years, from 30 to 42, and I'm popping my lower vertebrae, and I can feel, you know, what you were talking about with the spine, and I can feel this. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I think if we keep doing more of what we're doing right now, however we can, whether it be playing music or having a conversation or just, you know, I believe this is where the greatest code is. That's just my opinion.
Destined to be. Yeah, my lower vertebrae, bottom one, wasn't fused together. Well, a lot of us at birth. It takes many, you know, maybe a couple decades, but yes, I've learned to just walk the line.
Yeah,
you know, not go beyond, you know. Unfortunately, the trust in the unconscious or subconscious, you know, whenever a trip or a fall, it's always broken. And that's definitely none of my doing. And of course, when we watch it happen, it seems like it's happening very slow. But yeah, it's all not in my hands. I have no more sense of making any choices. The idea of personhood, you know, that conditioning. If we were born the exact same in the same body, anywhere else in any other place, you know, the conditioning, we wouldn't be who we are now. We would have been conditioned to be another someone. So in that sense, there's nothing to identify with. You know, it's all a conditioned idea of who I am. You know, all that, you know, but boy, it took a lifetime, like I said, of listening to all these people, you know, through the years. It ended up with Swami Sarve Priyananda. Advanta Vedita, and that too has come. Wow, it's weird. Like not like you're in service. Yeah, I guess you're in service. Information. With the spirit, you're in formation. And what was everyone seeking? Information.
That's what we
So
do.
anyway,
What is it you say? Who's asking the question? Who's inquiring?
right, the self-inquiry. There's no
Are
who
there
to ask.
minds that wish to know? Because all those seeking knowledge should inquire within.
And
Knowing there's nothing to know.
and what do you have? Okay, let me throw one more in there because I just want to see where Bruce and you go with it. And what do you have that you've never had?
Oh, nothing at all.
You have books, you have history, you have narratives, you have life experiences, you have whatever you have, right? But the only thing that you've never had is what we're having right now. And so that's it. And like Joseph Campbell, one of my heroes, says, if you don't get it now, you won't get it. You won't ever get it. It's right here. Eternity is right here and right now. And that's just the way it is. And the human's not being asked, or the ego's not even being asked to, shut the fuck up and sit down and go away. And you're not part of this. It's just saying, hey, this is it. All of our identities are thrown into the soup of soul, all of it. Soul, oversoul, human, ego, it's all right there. It's all that nothing that is everything. It's a weird place.
I found Alan Watts to be like Joseph Campbell, Go ahead, Kerry.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say, Todd, what you were just speaking about, it's that whole song. I can't get rid of this feeling. That's why I'm no longer living in this world full of angels and demons. You can't get rid of that feeling, and you were talking
we
about
need
it.
to jam sometime.
Yeah, okay. You were talking the other day about not a sense of sadness about the human, like you didn't want to leave it behind. It ain't getting fucking left behind. We're taking it with us. It's that whole song, and the frequency and the words are so tiny. If you read them and you can follow, there's so much there following the frequency. And onto that, this is so imperative because we were the generation, listen, in the 80s, 70s, America was the stage for the future. You've got the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s here. Like, this is all holy. It's all lined up like the planets now. Like, yous are over there. And, like, Michael J. Fox, hey, we were there. Eddie Murphy. Like, we did all that. And Ronald Reagan and the Gulf War and all fucking like, we have this pinnacle. I don't know, the Vietnam War's probably somewhere there from your heritage. Like, we are here. We are it and a bit. If you haven't seen us before, 3-3-3-4. Oh, sorry, I just saw the time. Here we are. Me, myself, and I, you, me, and nothing. The Soulology experience.
Yeah, back in the 70s, there was CNN. C-SPAN was live. And I've been following politics my whole life. Biden, way from before his beginning even. And having kept up with that, up till recently, that too has interest in that has fallen away. And all my trust is in spirit. It's all one. So whether angels or demons, there's no sense in distinguishing. It's kind of a discernment in a way, I guess.
Very much so.
But there was one live religious show back in the day. And of course, all they wanted was my money. But what I used to do with the television, started out in black and white, was actually stick my face, my whole frontage right on the television, and all that static, charge. And that's where the telepathic, I studied all that psychic phenomenon back in the day. But boy, yeah, those energies and you know how radio waves travel, you know, through the air. That's, you know, I mean, that's crazy. How can video, you know, travel through the air? You know, let alone brainwaves.
You're right.
As a kid, when I was small, we used to have, you know, you'd go out to a restaurant, they take your photo, and they come around at the end of the night. Well, my dad's been in theatrics, so that's why you've got all this da-da-da-da-da. Anyhow, there were black and white photos, and they didn't have a frame, they were just in cardboard. And when no one was looking, I'd go up and stick my tongue on the photo. There was this taste of like vinegar. I don't know, something in that. Maybe it was acid. I just used to put my tongue on it. And when you said you put your face up to the TV, oh, I just turned into me, and I had like we were there, Mom. I always say to my mum, "Are you sure you didn't digest LSD when you were pregnant with me? Like I own my part, but did someone give you tea? Like how could this be?" And as a child, no one listened. I said, "Why do we have to pay attention to time? Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about." But look, if we took the clocks away and there was nothing to look at, the whole fucking world would change. Be quiet, sit down and watch the fucking TV. Jesus Christ. Fucking shut up, kid. And I was just like, anyway, sorry, I just got
All
That was-
charged up. Terry's all charged up.
No, that was the perfect description of an awakened, you know, someone that was sensitive to whatever you want to call this. What do you call it? This, I mean, I can't even. Oh, I can't say that. Yes, I can. When am I? I'm asking myself this. When am I going to stop basing anything on eclipses or celestial movement or whatever the case is? And the reason I say that is not out of disrespect for the construct that it is, but I know I don't mean this in a hierarchical way or superior way, but I'm above that. That's part of me. It's not all of me, just like the human's part of me. What we know, that's the solar system, the galaxy, the cosmos, a billion galaxies with a billion stars each. That's part of me. It's in me. It could be all of me. I don't know. I doubt it. Go ahead.
I lost all sense of I. I lost all sense of I, any sense of identity, which I, you know, there's no one to ask. That works on both ends, I guess.
That's like trying to pray. Who am I praying to? Who am I praying to?
Okay. I got an answer for that, Todd.
Okay,
the answer for that I could share if you're willing. When am I going to stop paying reverence or relevance to this eclipse, yeah? Right fucking now, this second, here today, because the relevance of that eclipse is no longer in the fucking sun. It's here in the Trinity, 1, 2, 3, right now. The relevance that you pay to that eclipse is only within yourself, and you're already doing it. You are the eclipse, bro. That's the relevance.
That's why I'm going to get my I'm going to get my driving test on the day of the eclipse.
My mum's getting a hip replacement. My mum's getting a hip replacement, dude, at the age of 71 on the solar eclipse.
I'll tell you, I get so atrophied from total inactivity that I could swear I need a hip replacement, knee replacement, and that's all it basically boiled down to was the core muscles, you know, like the sciatica, you know. You just got to get back and get those muscles to support the joint, you know. And I don't know. Doctors do what they do. They treat symptoms. Solargy's been, you know, well, all the people that share through the format of Solargy, you know, has enabled this idea of me to be well with life and death, whatever, you know, just being well, you know, as I am, as it is, you know. But I'm going to get off the road now with Todd driving around.
Yeah. Well, I've been driving. I just haven't been in the system. I've had to go back into the system. I actually submitted for retirement, but I did it so I could bolster the immigration case, right, with Morgan. But so, you know, I had to reach this point where, you know, I haven't had insurance. I haven't had the vehicles I've been driving. in my name. I mean, I'm totally out, right? And but then I was faced with this convergence of having to go back into it, and I realized that, you know what, it's not my antagonist. It's not this thing I thought it was before. You know, I can go back into this playground, and it's just a thing. It's a ride on the playground. You know, I don't have to get caught up in it. I'm not worried about it. It's no threat to me. I don't fear it. So I think that a lot of that's going on, though. Like, it's like you said, the human's not going anywhere. Well, neither are some of the things that we know. And even if they are, we still have to transform and transition through them.
Some people talk about, you know, the verbing, the idea of verbing, and I guess apparently there is a language or languages that, you know, just use verbs. We're hooked on the subject object, you know, separation, and as I shared last time, you know, to me there's only seeing, you know, and when I see and I say a something, then I have to imply there's a subject seeing the something. But when there's just seeing, there's no subject and no object to separate, you know. I mean, smoking might go one day, you know. I have to roll my own. I don't make enough to have to file taxes. And working 24/7 the last week, I haven't been able to roll cigarettes. I don't know if we'll ever catch back up. So who knows? That might even just go by itself. Who knows? Anyway, I don't know why I brought that up.
Excuse me, guys. What relevance does tax have to fucking tobacco in your country? I'm confused and I'm not following this part of the connection. Could someone please explain what does tax have to do with fucking tobacco?
Because what the reason I had brought it up way back then was because it was because of the energy that we carry forward with us. So I made a choice in 1999 in a totally different lifestyle. And I told you the story, and I said that's no longer part of my experience, and it hasn't been. And he was talking about, you know, like smoking, and I said I could relate to that too, because it's not, you know, it's all about the energy of my body, how I feel. I'm not condoning anything for anyone else or whatever, but the bottom line is, once we click, then we're good. And what is that click? That click is that whatever it is, that nothingness, that, I mean, how do you explain it? Especially given the currents and the cycles and the waves that we're all going through at the pace we're all going through. It's like we're losing our shit and gaining our shift at the same time. And it's mind blowing. We're literally two ends of the polarity in all ways, to include the experience itself. You know, for as much.
Well, it leaves me in no position.
Huh? Go ahead.
It leaves me in no position to be shaming anyone for anything, as imperfect as I am. You know, the love that love supersedes all.
Dude, we're here, we're alive, and as far as we know, we could all be full of shit, and the body goes out, and we're worm dirt, and we won't know the difference. But the point is, you know, we're right here, right now. I don't have time for taxes. I don't have time to throw judgment on my use or lack of use of tobacco or anything else that I endure. You know what I mean? We've come into a consciousness where we're really accepting the responsibility, not just recognizing it, but accepting the responsibility that this is all me. I can't blame anybody. I can't love anybody. You know, I can't do anything out there, and it's all with me. You know, I can't love the universe more than I love me. That's a fallacy. And I can't love myself more than I love the universe. That's a fallacy. But something happens when you love yourself and you get to these kind of, you know, transparent, you know, atmospheres. I can now, like in my situation, know I love Morgan Lee like I love myself. You know what I mean? It's like it's a simultaneous thing. You can't reach for one, and even if it says go within, I get that, but you can't really go within without having an impact on the external, as within, without. And I think a lot of people can attest to this over the last couple of years, that as weird as our lifestyles are, there's things happening for us, and that's happening at a faster pace, to include healing. I mean, I know there's a lot of talk about the increase in physical deaths and all that, and I'm not taking anything away from that, because I've had a lot of good friends that have transitioned. But I don't have a lot of friends that have been to doctors in the last few years. And every year, it's not even on their, it's not even a possibility. We're actually going to the holistic, we're going to the innate, the instinctive, the natural. And basically, as I like to tell myself many times a day, other than you, Todd, get out of the way and shut the fuck up, and let the rest of Todd carry some of the load now, or however you want to put it.
Yeah, the ability to respond rather than holding everyone responsible for their actions.
True.
Liberation. Hallelujah.
See, that's not the point. Isn't that they aren't out of line, or that they aren't out of balance. The point is, if you were in balance, if I was in balance, why would I even have an opinion on it?
They're Christ, I'm Christ, we're all Christ.
It doesn't matter. It's not going to affect me. See, I look at it like, okay, because I mean, like you talk about politics, or with me, history. I look at like, how's this actually going to go down in the literal sense? And I look at it, and energetically, I understand that the way it will go down energetically will be the same. Now, what would that look like? Well, if the universe says, which it's already tried it here, I'm going to burn it, I'm going to flood it, I'm going to bombard it with comets, whatever it takes to take each one of us to this point where it's only us, where we move to that space. But I don't think we have to do it that hard this time, regardless of the bullshit and the propaganda that's out there. As we come into the awareness that you're doing it, I'm doing it, 33 people, there's that number, are doing it, right? We're doing it. That's why that's why I said, when Bruce asked me the question, where are you at? And I'm like, you know what? Up until this moment, I don't want to come to work anymore. But it's not because I don't love what I do and want to serve. It's because of the content of the conversation. Not to take anything away from any other platform or anything Soulspeaks done in the past, but what's always been the common thread, that the 99% comes on this platform and has a discussion. And I don't even know, 50% of those people had never done it before. And I think there's something to that.
Well, I think the idea of life cycling, as we get older, our bodies corrupt, as any life cycle, entity. And yeah, I'm not looking forward to, what I've seen others have to go through, go ahead, Kerry.
Oh no, I'm just listening. No,
let me interject something on that.
I just saw a light over your head, Bruce. Something just like there was just a choo.
It's sure in here.
No. There was like a star come and went. Choo. Yeah, sorry. As I was saying, I'm just listening. When you two have done, I've got two things to add on. I
have one sentence. Or I have one question. Nobody has to answer it. But what if we have created in our collective evolution an opportunity to literally reverse, to do anything with the energy that we are, based on the relationship and the awareness we have of our energy and what that truly is. Maybe this is the time that we do as a planet, so to speak. I'm just using metaphor narratives that you might have heard. What if as a planet we are, transforming the program of death, and we're all going to be walking in the physical and walking the earth for the next few hundred years or something like that. I mean, to me, everything, if we're talking telekinesis and we're talking teleporting and all that stuff, right? Then why not? I think it's already started, you know? Your turn.
As the orbit decays and we're not in the Goldilocks zone anymore, you know, well, all life as we know it, who knows, but other planets are moving their way into the Goldilocks zone, perhaps.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, so I don't, hold on to whatever consciousness they call it, that I don't even go there, forget about it. I don't need the idea of any, words to spellbind me, where there's no one to spellbound anymore.
Then the magic starts.
Yeah. I like talking to people, getting to know people. I think that's that's what it really gets down to. That's what this show's done for me. This one today, so far.
This is live. This is live streaming. I mean, come on. What else can come close to conversation, to sharing openly?
That's what I was saying. Like, I didn't want to come because there's obviously a lot of energies involved with it, all that stuff. But, and I don't mean to be, but I guess I have to say this. That's why I'm okay with people a person has a book or they have this or they have that. I get that. But I really enjoy just talking to people, just talking to people and really getting to know them and hearing these things, which is so bizarre. I knew this was going to be awesome, this show. But in the first 20 minutes, you guys are telling apparently two different things that were the same energy. And here we are connecting it all together by taxes and tobacco. So what is that? It's and again, this is it right here. This is why I value the lives. And I've never really been into pre-recorded stuff. You never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of Cracker Jacks.
I went to visit my brother the other day to shoot some pool, and he gets into verbalizing how that son of a bitch, blah blah blah. I've been there too. But it's so obvious. What the hell are you getting hung up on it? Where's the now? But that's all we got.
Is it in the sat nav? Maybe they need to download the app to find the now. Sorry.
You're good.
There's no more need for contemplating.
So I have a session. So we have about 5 minutes. Why don't we? Man, I just want to say again, this has been a great experience. I love putting the promo out 3 minutes before we start. And Kerry, you gave like the greatest introduction I've ever had on any of these shows. I don't even know what you said. It was just the energy of it. And I knew y'all would be a hell of a combination. But Kerry, you want to have any parting comments, and then Bruce, and then
I certainly do. First of all, just to refer back to the Morgan Lee. Always remember, I am a mere fractal of the whole. Anything you say, anything you're going to shoot at me, same what Morgan says. I'm just a mere fractal of the whole, guys. So thanks a lot. Off chops.
Thank you, Bruce.
And as far as I'm concerned, that's frick fracking.
Frick fracking. I love this comment.
No, Morgan and I from the beginning. That was incredible, and Todd and I have shared about that before. The two of you coming together, and that sense of being apart from another. It doesn't even enter my thought anymore.
Yeah.
The live chatting allows for a total spontaneity, and it's not based on any storyline. There's nothing. I don't know. It's just some spirit flowing through this body, you know. And I'm not interested in the content of the conversation. I love the interaction of the conversation. You know, it becomes like a three-way.
Yeah. Try it.
So thank you.
Trinity.
Thank you. So thank you both. Thanks for inviting me, Kerry.
Yeah.
And Todd, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Of course. No, it's perfect. I've always said the best show was the last show, and you know, it's been a real seriously, it's been a really I don't know what the percentage is, but I would say real high, like 85, 90, because I think, you know, the vortex, it is, you know, kind of captures what's happening. And there's a lot of relevance to it, because it does impact the entire grid. But yeah, so like this is the best show. I knew it was going to be good because it was spur of the moment.
The greatest show on earth.
The greatest show on earth. Hey, I just have to say that Flicks Love would be a great addition to this conversation, I think. She loved your comment about download the app and find the now. But yeah, she's cut from the same cloth. So Flicks, if you want to come on with the three of us in the future, let us know. All right. Hey, take care, everybody, man. I love you. Till the next time, which is going to be more frequent. I can feel it. Peace out.
Until we meet